Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. It is early autumn and if we have a look at our map, we can see that we have 3 fields ready to harvest. 43, 41 and 45 are all ready to go. We do have an issue at the moment in that we have the wet crop icon on, so we've got a little bit of time to get things set up today. And to do that, we are going to hire ourselves a combine. So we're hiring a combine for this season. The one we're going for is this one here. It's the CR690. Now, I've got 2 mods of this, and one is slightly more expensive than the other. We're going to go with this one. This is the one that is available on the mod hub. We're going to put standard wheels on it because that immediately drops 11,000 off it. We are going to put the GPS on it, which of course does add some more stuff. Now, if we add, we're going to go with the Revolution Edition as well, just because I like the all yellow colour to it. And that's basically what we're going for. It'll cost us 12,400 to initially lease this. It's going to cost us a bit more than that over the next few days. So yeah, we're going to lease this, which is great. So that is that sorted. We also need a header for it. So we're going to pop into here and grab ourselves a header. Now, I've got 2 choices, really. I've got the CRX. Now, this is an interesting header. Really interesting header that you can get. It is 40,000, but it's only got a 6 meter width on it, and I want something a little bit wider than that. So we're going to go with this one, which is the 32 foot Verifeed. This will fit. This should fit on our 690. It does, and should be good for what we need. So we're going to lease this as well. So that's 2,958, and we need a header trailer for that as well. So we're going to lease a header trailer too. We don't really have anything else to do it other than the Quattro 40 that already has. Yeah, we haven't got a New Holland colour, so or New Holland colour is blue. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to lease that as well for 408. There we go. So that is our combine setup. Hopefully we can get the combine behind our header here. And before we go any further, we're just going to check the length on our pipe, because that is the only thing that concerns me about this at the moment. Let's reverse this around here. We should be okay. So one thing with shops is that I'm finding that there's always not a huge amount of gap on most maps. This is the case, not just this one. To get in behind the combine headers, it's quite a difficult thing to do. Right, so that is our header. Let's just put our pipe out and test that. Maybe we have to. I think actually, yeah, this is something I've come across on this mod. You have to unfold it in order to get the pipe out. But we do have enough space there, so that's good. So lift that up. And we want to come at this from the other side. We'll put the pipe back in and fold our combine down as well. Oh, that's an interesting thing I found with this combine. If you fold it in, it seems to have an issue with the height of the header. And oh, we need to detach the PTO first. Right, so let's get that detached. There we go. I've had it on other ones as well, where I've not actually been able to detach the PTO, and I don't know if I needed to lower it then or not. But it was certainly giving me issues. So let's hook this back up. And as I said, we are in a position at the moment where we don't actually have any of our we can't actually harvest yet. So the day needs to move on a bit, and we'll probably jump ahead a little bit ahead later. But it's a case of, at the moment, we've got wet crops. So we're going to do a lot of preparation. We're going to do a lot of getting set up. Because I think we have a problem. And that is that... Oh, let's just quickly jump across here before that car comes and knocks our header off the trailer. Think we're all right? Yeah, we're all right. So yeah, we have a problem in that we cannot harvest yet. So I want to get ourselves a reading of this. So let's buy ourselves a Wopster, which is under MISC. And I've got a lot of stuff in here. There we go. There we go. Wopster for 5,000. Perfect. And let's look at how bad our crop is going to be. How long is it going to take for this to do? So it's at 27% at the moment. So it's going to take a while of the day for that, the moisture on that to go. So we've got a little bit of time for setup today. Let's head back to our tractor for our next bit. And our next bit is we need a trailer. Because we need something to cart this in. And I think what we're going to use... with this combine has 11,000. I want something that will take at least 2 loads off it. That basically leads me to this Bailey trailer. That is too big. How big is that? And that would actually be quite good. The power tube, the Brantner, that would work. The Brohan, I think this is its smaller capacity. Yeah, that would also do it. I think that at its larger capacity would do it. Yeah, 20,000. So it's not quite big enough to take both. But I think we're going to do something different because we have used all of those before. So what I want to do is I want to use the Bailey on this map, I think. And I'm not going to use that version of the Bailey. I want to use this version of the Bailey. Looking very nice. We're going to keep the standard Bailey green. Now, I think we'll have a look and maybe darken down. Is there yeah, there's a silver colour for the wheels. Perfect. Design colour. I think that is for the cover, which we are going to add. So no rear hitch. Reflective tape. Oh, we could put the reflective tape on that. I quite like that. We're going to put the cover on it as well. That is looking sharp. I like that a lot. Wheel brand, we've got Lizard or Michelin's. We'll go with the Michelin's. So that's what we're going to go with. Now, I say that's what we're going to go with because we currently don't have enough money to buy this. Well, actually, I think we might rent this as well. I think for now, this is a good time to rent this. So we'll lease that as well. That will work for us too. And then finally... the other thing I want to look at leasing, as we've got the time, is probably one of these. I think we need to lease ourselves a conveyor belt, because at the moment we can't really tip into the shed we've got, and the choice we've got is either borrow a whole ton of money or lease this for 1,200 essentially, or 2,000, and tip in with that. So I'm going to lease this as well. And we'll get this all set up before we start. So let's use our JCB, get this into position, and hopefully we can sit this at the entrance to the shed and tip into it from our Bailey trailer as a means of getting this to work, which would be really, really cool. It would mean that, yeah, we don't have to spend 100,000 odd on a new storage facility at the moment before we're ready to. It does mean our leasing costs are fairly high for the next few episodes, but that's fine. That is kind of expected. But this should reach. Now, it depends on where I put it. If I put it in that doorway there, that's going to be difficult to access. So we'll try and put it in this doorway here and see if we can reach everywhere we want to reach with this, because that would be absolutely brilliant. So we'll reverse this up. Ooh. Like so, and we want to have it about, well, I think we want to sort of tip into it in the doorway. So we wanted to have it here. We'll disconnect that there, pull away from it with our JCB, And then that should mean, can we reach everywhere we want to reach in here? Certainly, I think to begin with, we will be able to. So we'll start the engine. We will pull that up. Reposition that a little bit. Right. And then looking into here. There we go. Right out with that. Should take us roughly where we want to be with this. Now let's just get this over here. Yeah, that should be roughly where we want to be with this. A little bit further maybe. Then we'll fold it out so that we can easily turn it as well. And then that should mean, so if we put it in reverse. Oh. Ah, we're not. That's why. Right, put it into reverse and move it back. Yeah, there we go. So that should work for us. We'll start it up. And hopefully that is going to be good for us for this. We'll go and get our header trailer as well. And then we'll head back to the field. We'll give a check again on our crop, how much we've got in moisture left in there. And then if that's all working, if that's all great, what we'll be able to do is hook up or get started, take out the headlands. And because in the autumn we still have light till quite late, we should be in a good position for that as well. So there we go. Back that up. Hook it up here. And away we go. So with our Bailey trailer there, we are nicely set up and ready to go. And that is, I do like these thick tyres on this trailer. Those are really nice tyres. Okay, and round. And in. And we want to back off a little bit here, like so. There we are. So while we're waiting, we might as well get our combine set up. So let's disconnect that. Connect up to this. Start her up. Yeah, the Revelation colour on this is really quite nice. I do have more plans for this combine. We are testing this out. We do have this alternative, as I was saying earlier, that we got off Yes Mods, which is where the header for this comes from. As I was saying, the header, this combine comes without a header. Right, so we want to lift that up. So I think the functions on this in general don't work unless the combine is unfolded. Or maybe it's just that I didn't have the header selected. But yeah, there has been a little bit of an oddity with this this combine that I've had during my testing of it. I did have one time when the header didn't lower properly, but this one seems to be fine. Let's pull the comb up a little bit. There we are. And I would say that is us nicely in position. Let's have a check. How quickly is this drying out? It's already down to 25%. So I think it's going to be a mid-afternoon cut that we're going to have here. So yeah, let's pull the tractor up a bit closer. We can then be in position. We'll turn it all off. And yeah, we'll do that weird thing of just waiting until everything dries out. So turn that off, and I will see you in a bit. So it's 3 PM in the afternoon, or 3 PM, and yeah, our crops have dried out enough for us to get started on this harvest. So let's start up our combine, start up the thresher. Hopefully, no, we've not connected our PTO or any cables. Let's try that now. There we go. And we're gonna go counterclockwise around the field first. We should be dropping straw, which we are, and yeah. So what I'm gonna do is we're dropping straw because we want to create straw for our pigs when we eventually get them. We're also looking to get this baled. We've got about 3 straight days where we've got sunlight. Or sunshine, I should say. So 3 rain-free days. So we've got 3 fields that need cutting. What I want to do is get the wheat and the barley cut first. So we're going to cut this field first, this game day. We're going to cut the barley next game day and get these 2 baled up before the rain comes. That then will give us a chance to get our canola cut as well. We may set courseplay doing the canola while we're getting this baled. The downside we've got is that we've only got 1 tractor to do both the carting and the baling. I'm not sure that our TerraTrack is a great tractor to be doing baling with. So we have got that issue where we don't seem to have enough tractors to get all this done. But we're going to keep on going and we'll see where we end up. But based on that, we have a situation where we need to get these 3 fields done. We then have also the 2 corn fields that should come up ready to harvest in the next couple of days. And if I just pop out to here quickly, you can see what we're facing. We've got 2 wet days. So this is the first day of autumn. Second day is the Sunday. Third day is the Monday. Third and fourth is the Wednesday. So yeah, we're getting to the end of autumn. We're going to be hard pushed. Looks like we're doing the corn probably in the snow. That ding is 50% full already, which is great news. Really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on now. We will get our trailer full for the first load. And then we can go and have a look and see how well our conveyor belt works. I think we're going to get at least twice around the field. We might not get twice around the field before we have to go and tip our first trailer load. But yeah, we'll go around the field. We'll see how we do. And once we're full up with the trailer, we'll go and try and tip it. So we've done 1.5 headlands roughly, and we are 80% full. Really good yield off here. I'm thinking we're going to get just under 3 full trailers off here. Would be really, really good. I'd be very happy with that. That would be... what? That would be probably be about 60,000, just over 60,000 litres of wheat, which is not bad at all. Would easily, this field alone will easily pay for the cost of everything that we've had to rent and hire to do the harvest this year. So that is absolutely brilliant. We're about to go full. There we go. So let's head over here, take the cover off our trailer. We of course still have the issue with this tractor where the 4-wheel steering is stuck on. I have tinkered around with the XML a lot to try and fix it, and it just isn't going to happen. It's for some reason or other in creating this variant of the JCB, they've managed to stick the 4-wheel steering on all the time, which is slightly annoying. I really would quite like. Because there's none of the other JCBs have the level of customization as this one does. Yeah, I really would quite like to have that customization available to me here. So we're going to turn the combine off because we're not going to be using that for a moment. So let's put our header down and turn it off. We've got a bit to empty still, which means we probably should have the engine on. There we go, while that's emptying. I don't want the thresher on. Right, so that is... Wow, so this trailer holds slightly less. It holds 21,700, so yes. Doesn't quite take 2 full tanks, this trailer. But that's fine. What we'll do... we'll be okay. We'll be alright. So we'll get this back to our farm. We'll get this tipped and see how well our system works. So currently I've got it set to back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change to the grain door for our tip. So we'll come out the small area at the back, and hopefully we'll be able to just tip into the conveyor, and that should then load straight on onto the floor in our grain store area. And work. And I think we're going to probably use a similar system to get stuff out in the end. But if we, yeah, so if we pull round to here and we back this up, because this trailer will never tip in that shed. Right, so there we go. That is, whoa. Right, so tip it, and that should then go into our conveyor. So that has loaded up the conveyor. That's good. So we'll turn this on and get it to unload. There we go. So then we go back to our tractor and tip again. Oh, if we can get out of here. So, no, tip. And there it goes. Oh, it's gonna be a case of having to sit in here and get it to constantly do it, I think. There's plenty of capacity for wheat. Yeah, so you've got to kind of pump the button to get it to continually empty. And it's not the quickest way of emptying this, to be honest. You'd be quicker to tip it on the ground with a smaller one and get that to do. But it's not the quickest way. So we're going to empty this and then head back to the field. So I will see you in a bit once we've got it emptied. Right, down to the last 2%, 1%, and there we go, emptied out. So let's pull out of the way. We may have to move our seeder because we don't really have enough space to turn around with that there. But we have successfully emptied our first load of wheat into our barn, into our storage area. Really, really pleased with that. That's worked well. It's a little bit more painful than straight into your own, but that is good. And what I am going to do is I'm going to adjust this ever so slightly. So we're going to send that out further. Now, we can always also bring it down a little bit. Now, getting this, yeah, and out a little bit further. There we go. Right. So, let's take this back to our field and get started with our combine again. Yeah, I'd like it if it just kept tipping there. But unfortunately, I don't think that is a possibility. So we'll crack on with this, and this should work. And I think we're going to have to get a high dump bucket for our, probably for our little skid steer as well, in order to effectively use this. So turn that off, into our combine, start that up, and away we go again. Okay, so that is headlands all done. We're nearly 50% full again, so that's good. And what we want to do, we have emptied the trailer again, I should say. Now what we're going to do here is we want to cut in, so I'm going to bring up the lines for the GPS. We're going to position ourselves into the GPS setting like this, which I think is 225 is the angle we want. Yep. So that is the angle we want. Set our GPS. Down we go. And in we go. And hopefully stay on that line there. There we go. 50% full. GPS line is pretty good. Let's set it. And auto width it, which is slightly wider. That's actually slightly wider than our header, so we need to adjust that a little bit. So we'll leave that on track, and we will jump into here, and we're just gonna bump it down to I don't know, we want to up that and take that down to maybe 32. Let's see what that looks like. So yeah, anybody who's wondering what it looks like to adjust GPS, so we want it just inside. That looks pretty good actually for where we are. So yeah, we want to go with that, and that is all good. So let's set our cruise control going. We'll take that down to about 10. There we go. And turn off the lines again, because I don't like the lines. And then we're all good. We're running nicely. We've got a good GPS set up, and that will keep us going for a while. So let's get this cut. Now we've finished the cut through, and we can come back in a moment with another full tank, and hopefully, wait, not miss any. Nope, not missed any. That's good. Yeah, and go and get that tipped as well. That will be our second trailer off this field, having got halfway to it from another headland. So that's really, really positive at the moment. Combine is full again, so we'll get this filled up. What we can then do is leave the combine going with a hired worker. And hopefully that will then stick on our GPS course, if we've got the width of our header right, which I think we have, to be honest. But we get this emptied, and we can set this on a hired worker. The hired worker can work its way through the field a bit more. And then by the time we get back, it should be in a position where we're all good. So again, we've got a full tank, so 1300 left. We'll hire a worker from here, leave that going, and we will go and take this and get this tipped, and see where we are after this. I think we should have near enough a third trailer off here at the end of this, which would be, we're absolutely stonkingly good to get over 60,000 litres off this field. I would be very happy with that. I love how short it is into our farm to get back here. Now hopefully this time we are putting the grain slightly further back and not into the wall, because into the wall would be very bad. Right, there we go. Tip that. That does seem to be going behind, which is good. So I'm going to get this tipped, and hopefully in a bit we'll get back onto the field. Okay, almost empty again. There we go. That is all done. So as normal, we have to pull forward out of here and pull back. This is working really well. I'm actually quite happy with this. It's cost us a lot less than if we had tried to do this with a by buying a new store, a new grain store. I'm also not sure of what my plan for my farm is, so I didn't want to be rushed into placing my grain store. Our combine is doing a cracking job. It's 60% full on its way back. So we will park this here and we'll take over the combine again. So here we are. So let's stop the hired worker. We'll put on the brakes. Reverse out. Start her up again. Down we go. And in we go. And hopefully, let's have a look at where our lines are. Now we are fair way off our lines, to be fair. So we're going to have to correct that, I feel. Yeah, we are quite a way off the lines. So we're going to be leaving a... we're going to go and clear up the far side of the field. Oh, wow, you can see, actually. We actually weren't far off our lines, but it was... it's not quite straight on them either. Yeah, we are going to keep going down here. We will clear up this part in a minute. We're going to be left with a small bit, so we'll do a cut in to clean this up down here. Our other side should still be fine though, so we can go and clean up the line on the other side. We are 80% full again, so that's good news. Right, so I'm going to head round and clear up this other side here, which we should be able to do with the GPS fairly easily. Yeah, because we have a nice set here, and it isn't much more than a single row, so that's good news. So turn off our lines again, go back into our cockpit, and away we go. So we've done our final cut in, and we're probably on the last bits. It's interesting, actually, this section here. We've still got some missing down the right hand side, but it's not much. For the most part, we're actually only leaving a very, very thin stretch there. We have another 44%, and we've emptied another full tank. Yeah, it's going to be most of a full trailer that we're going to be tipping. And as a result, it's going to be a really nice amount. We've already got nearly 6,000 here. Added to the fact that we know we got 21,000 from the other two, it might be just under 60,000 that we end up with off this field. Still a good number. Still something to be happy about. We do have this thin strip here, which actually is both not as thin and thinner than I was expecting, because in places it is non-existent, but we do have a good line coming off it. I think this is going to throw us just over 6,000, which means I think we're going to have about 58,000 in storage. The downside to not using a grain store is we don't know exactly how much we have. We have a rough estimate based on what we know we've tipped. Yeah, it is only a rough estimate that we have at the moment. Will change when we upgrade our farm in the future with any luck, but we'll see how we go with that. There we go. Right, so thresher off. Open up with this, and we'll go and tip this. We'll leave this combine in this field. Well, we'll need this combine near its header trailer because we're going to be loading that up next time. We need to head over to the barley, and I would knock that out today, but that will make this a longer video, so I kind of want to avoid going too long. There we go, though. That is done. We might hire a baler next time to get this field started for that. But yeah, there we go. That is our combine finished for the day. So we'll turn that off, jump into our tractor. So we've got another 17,000. Oh, you know what? It's near as damn it 60,000. It really is. 21,700. So we can work this out. We know we've had 2 full trailers. So that's 43,400. Add 17 onto that is definitely 60,000. 60,530 litres. So we've passed 60,000. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really pleased with that. We will get this tipped now into our grain store and get this stored. Very happy we've got all this in one thing. We are going to have to get a dump for our... Well, we're either going to have to work out a way to get this to work in here, or we're going to have... let's put the handbrake on so that doesn't push that any further back. But yeah, so we're gonna have to do that. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here as I unload this last 17,000 litres. Which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.